This is Love Your Burial Ground week, and we're really delighted to be here in Lichfield running this BioBlitz. We've seen bats, we've caught wood mice, we've caught a lot of slugs. We even tried to make a slug dance, which apparently some of them do, though I can't say I could see that it was dancing. It's been great fun so far.
Let's have a look. That's a girl.
Good. We started at 8 p.m. last night, setting out mammal traps with a little bit of apple and bedding and food in them, and we had a bat walk.
You can't always tell with the sound whether you're seeing two or more, but we think we saw probably about 5 different ones, did we?
Yeah, and then we saw the baby bats called pups.
We've got lots of different people coming today, the mammal expert, tree walks, bumblebee walks, wildflower walks, bird walks and so on. So it's a good variety of wildlife that we want to survey, basically.
Caring for God's Acre is a charity dedicated to conservation in burial grounds of all types, churchyards and cemeteries. We think if you added them all together, they cover an area about the size of Exmoor National Park. So it's a really important land holding spread all over the country, and they're full of wildlife and historical interest. They're fantastic places.
I think churchyards are to be enjoyed, and I think there's room for everybody. There's room for people to come and have quiet contemplation, but there's also room for children running about and being excited about finding the wildlife, and that will stay with them for the rest of their lives.
There's another one here as well.
Thomas wanted to come.
Yeah.
Why did you want to come?
Because I wanted to see the bats.
One of the things that's really exciting me is that everybody's now getting excited about wildlife. They're all going, could we have a little patch of long grass and see what wildflowers are in it? Isn't it exciting that we've got a veteran ewe? I think sometimes the churchyard can feel like a bit of a burden to the people that manage it as volunteers, doing a fantastic job. And perhaps the tables are turning a little bit and the general public's getting more interested, and I think it's a moment when if people reach out to the public they'll find a lot of interest there and possibly a bit of help as well. There's places to be tidy, and maybe there's older places where you can let nature have a little more say while still managing it. I think it's nice to think, what did it look like when this monument was put up, when this person was buried? If it's a Victorian or an older grave, it would have been a wildflower meadow cut with a scythe, possibly a hay crop taken. So, but if it's, say, a 1970s, 1980s, last year grave, it would have been mown short with a mower. So perhaps think about how it looked when the monument went up and try and reflect that in your management. We do have a more serious side to it, in that we're setting up a portal on the National Biodiversity Network Atlas, which will record all the species that we know are found within burial grounds, because we'd really like to know how good they are, so that we can try and help decision makers and the managers of them and the church wardens, the vicars, know how to manage what they've got really and understand its importance. So there is a serious side to it as well, but today's mainly about having a lot of fun really.
I think it's just so important nowadays that we are losing so many species in this country. We've sown a new wildflower meadow, for example, to try and increase the wildflowers and also the insects that we get. And I think this is what churches should be doing, because after all it's God's creation, and we want to make sure that God's creation continues for many, well, millions of years to come.